Like, why am I doing an exam for an elective?
You can cancel it.
Absolutely. Be on the far side.
What are we doing today?
I'll take a flight around town and showing you some of the highlights of what's happening in town, and also some of the new neighborhoods, so that people can see from the air what's happening and what the neighborhood looks like.
Sweet.
Hi, it's Chuck Charlton here, host of Milton Daily Homes, and we've got
Colin, local and regional councillor, and what we're doing is taking off here from the Burlington Executive Airport. This is filmed. Our flight was in April 2012, so a few things have changed in Milton since then. We're just taking off to the north here, heading towards Rattlesnake Point, and we're going to be flying about 1,000 feet above ground level, so it gives a great impression of what the area looks like, and you actually can see a lot of details on properties close up. It's better than any Google Maps because it is right up to date. I try and take a flight at least once or twice a year, and what we'll hopefully do is make this an annual trip. What do you think, Chuck?
Yeah, it sounds great. And so the town right now is hovering at about 100,000 people.
Yeah, we're growing about 6,000 people a year, about 2,000 homes. We're looking off to the west here with the Mount Nemo off to the left and Rattlesnake to the right. Looking towards the villages of Kilbride and Campbell. That's one of the great things about Milton. We have a whole range of housing options in Milton. And we basically have you in a rural area, village area, town, and actually a growing downtown area, which we'll talk about later in terms of the densities. This is crossing over Britannia Road looking west. We have one of the large horse farms here. Milton's known for its horses, and the Mohawk racetrack right in the center of town, which has a number of hotels and restaurants around the area. So you have a real option, as our town motto is, you can live, work, and play in Milton. You don't have to leave town. This is looking at some of the forest. This was taken in April before the leaves started forming, but you can see how large the rural area is around town. Well, Chuck, you might want to mention a few things about the rural area.
Yeah, I mean, it's all Niagara Escarpment commissioned around that zone to the west of Milton, so you're really not going to see any density. Really, I mean, past west of Milton, you're getting into Campbellville, and then there's nothing really in terms of city until you hit Cambridge. It's just a lot of land. It's great to drive home at night and see cows and farm and land and obviously the escarpment in the distance. That's one of the favorite things I find about this community coming from Toronto, is that it's just, there's actually open space around despite the aggressive growth we've had.
That's true. This is our pilot in the distance. Yes, we have a seasoned pilot and flight instructor. This is looking now along Derry Road to the east, the Harrison neighborhood and the Scott area to the left. This is some of the protected farms in the foreground here. You have Spring Ridge Farm, which is a great place to pick strawberries and apples in summertime. Heading up towards Steeles Avenue, you've got the Kelso Quarry Park, which will be opening next year. And you have special events such as triathlons and bike races. We have a major one called the Epic Tour, which is looking at about 3,000 cyclists in September. That's Bell School Line in the foreground and town in the background. This is their new beach, which Chuck's going to be sunbathing on a stand soon. We'll bring the family up.
Absolutely. A sandy beach right at the top of the escarpment sounds like a great idea to me.
Yes, we have a lot of unique features in town. We have the Quarry Park. We also coming over to Kelso now. We have the Glen Eden ski area in the wintertime, and also the Kelso Beach in the summertime. This is the 401. You have Hilton Falls, which is a great walking path around. You can take your choice of tours, go mountain biking as well. Dufferin Quarries. Milton's also home to a lot of quarry and aggregate industries, which are basically fueling the growth. There's the Glen Eden ski areas, and also you have Bruce Trail at the top. You have a beautiful view from this escarpment. You got Kelso Park there with the Halton Regional Museum, the lake, and also the Country Heritage Park, which if you want to teach your kids about farming, this is a great place to come and visit on a weekend. You're looking off to the south there, along Milton Heights. You see the train tracks and also the Janik former brickyards, which are being converted into a park. The town and the Conservation Authority are working together to have one of the largest urban parks in Canada. By the time it's done, it'll be over 1,000 acres, or bigger than Stanley Park in Vancouver. This is now looking south on Tremaine Road. This is the village of Milton Heights. It has some applications now for about 1,000 homes in this area, and also the new Tremaine Road, which will connect up to the 401 halfway between, and some of the industrial area. Chuck, do you want to mention something about the Milton Heights area?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of transition happening there, and even in terms of density, like we're looking at pretty high density building there.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, as we see the phases start to continue in Milton, we see more and more homes per acre.
Oh, definitely. So just passing over the new Target Center, this is now open and serving all the new Target stores. The 401 eastbound, some employment area. Now we're approaching over the Dorset Park area, Steeles Avenue to the left and Thompson Road to the north. This is built in about 1970s, has 2 schools right in the middle. And we're also heading over Main Street. This is now identified as an urban growth center under the places to grow. You're looking at 4 to 14-story buildings there, so if you are buying, please check ahead of time. You have the GO Station, the Super Center in the middle, Nipissing Road off in the middle there, which is also converted to commercial uses. Now heading Timberley, you have the Drury Park Retirement Community, which is mostly 2-bedroom houses, and also Timberley, which is built in the 1980s. Chuck, you might want to highlight this area.
Yeah, what I like about this area is that it's a good combination for people that like a little bit more land, but they still get things like some of the modern features, bigger closets, ensuite bathrooms, a little bit more open concept, and so on. So it's a nice little place to land if people like a mix of new and old.
We're just passing over the Brawny Meadows subdivision of the Milton District High School, the Tonelli Arena, and also the hospital, and you can see the Scott neighborhood in the distance. The hospital is tripling its size to serve the 100,000 people in Milton. And now we're heading over to the Boyne survey area, which is just south of Louis St. Laurent. You can see the bridge in the distance there. The creek, which the 16-mile creek, this is what Milton was founded on by the Martin family, which actually owned a lot of this land up to a few years ago. It's now 4th line. We're just heading over towards around the Kennedy Circle, Thompson Road, the retail areas, which are being expanded, so Kennedy Circle will be a complete circle. And we're heading off to the east, the Bey Neighborhood here. Chuck, you might want to mention a few things.
Yeah, I mean, I live in the Bey Neighborhood. You can see the Craig Kilberger School just right there with its all-season field. And yes, I did pronounce it correctly, I believe. We keep talking about the density of the homes, but there's 56-foot properties in that area, which are you're not finding builders building those anymore. And we're just passing over the Boyne survey right here. You're going to see Mattamy and Conservatory Group really have along with a bunch of other builders, have the rights to this land. They're really moving more from the west to the east in this phase, where we've always gone from east to west above Louis St. Laurent.
Yeah, so Louis St. Laurent, or should people just call it Louis, is on the left, and you've got Jamestown Parkway on the bottom. This is going through the Bey Neighborhood. One thing about the densities of town, you have your choice in Milton from old, large lots to newer, smaller lots. So basically there's something for everyone in Milton. In terms of looking off towards west, you can see the high school there. There's going to be 8 new schools in the Boyne survey, as well as 2 more high schools, so we'll be well served. Milton's actually one of the youngest communities in the GTA. Actually, the only community in the last 5 years actually went down in age. Looking at the Union Gas Trail. This is a large trail area that the town is building with Union Gas from Tremaine Road right over to James Snow Parkway. You notice the homes there, and you've got a large number of woodlots and stormwater ponds, which are great to walk around and play. This is Dairy Road looking west. You can see some of the small commercial complexes there, so you can actually walk.
Sales centers there too.
Yes, you've got that. A lot of people visit there. You have some new construction. You have a mix of densities of low to medium densities here, of anywhere from 2-story to small. You can see the Valeri Homes 6-story apartment buildings. They have 3 other buildings that are going up in the next few years, anywhere from 6 to 10 stories, so you have a choice. The Mattamy Patterson property for about 400 homes, Tiffany Homes, and now coming up to the GO line.
There's a leash-free dog park there too.
Yeah, we've got that there.
Farm.
Just don't bring your cat. And also we got the Dempsey neighborhood off to the left there, looking north towards the industrial area. We're just turning here. The pilot's doing a great job trying to keep up with us. And turning through the Dempsey area along Main Street, we have a mix of housing here of townhouses, semi-detached homes, the new Sutherland Homes areas here, which are having 2 more developments on the south side, anywhere from 4 to 10 stories, next to the Bishop Reading High School, which is at the top of the corner. You notice we have a large park area here. This is known as the Lions Club Sports Park. which has a number of lighted fields for soccer and baseball, as well as the new arts center, the leisure center, and also that 2 acres in the middle is going to be a high-density building. Coming over Nipissing Road in the area, most of this area is going to be converted to offices and high-rises over the next few years. The Milton Mall, the Allendale property, the long-term care and a senior center, which the region owns, and also BC Drury. Looking downtown, you have the older part of town, which is increasing in density, a lot of infill homes being area here. The fairgrounds, which is another unique feature, where Milton's one of the few communities that actually has a fairgrounds in the middle of the community. And we're looking back out the Kelso Quarry Park and on the Escarpment. And we're just going to be turning over to head south on Tremaine Road to the Halton's first traffic circle, which we'll be seeing off to the left here. This is the first of 3 traffic circles on Tremaine Road, so you don't have to stop. Anywhere from 401 down to the 407, which hopefully will have an interchange in a few years' time.
And really nothing to the west of Tremaine is planned. It's all protected land.
It's protected. It's been protected for 35 years and will continue to be. This is the Scott neighborhood. We have a number of builders here, the Intracorp, Meadowtowne, and Fieldgate, which are just finishing off the neighborhoods there. We have a number of stormwater ponds, a new school site off to the left there, the Catholic school from kindergarten to grade 8, should be built in 2014. Chuck, you want to highlight this area?
Yeah, I mean, it's the great thing about this area is most of the streets have some kind of a view of the escarpment. It's the newer part, really. I mean, most of the homes here are probably in the last 5 years. So if you imagine, this was cornfield 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
More or less, this is now coming over the Harrison neighborhood. You have some newer retail areas there. Union Gas Trail, you can see in the center, the 2 schools in the center of this area, which are serving this growing area. Milton's also has probably the number of children, which is great to have. If you have young children, you have lots of friends here. We're now into the conservatory group in Mattamy Phase 6 area. This is being finished in 2014, as well as the Louis St. Laurent Bridge and connection to Tremaine Road, where this will be the main entrance to the Milton Education Village, and hopefully the Laurier University, which has an application to the province for construction for about a 4,000 student campus to start with.
Do you want to talk about the Velodrome as well?
The Velodrome is just also starting in April this year and should be finished by October 2014 for the Pan Am Games. We're now flying back into the Burlington Airport, which is going to be serving this area. The Velodrome is going to be the only regulation-sized velodrome in Canada, which will highlight a number of international events and attract a number of cyclists and hopefully world championships to Milton after the Pan Am Games.
Yeah, and it's not just for cyclists, too. There's a lot of other uses for that area.
You've got indoors, infield, which the town is contributing to, is about 20,000 square feet, which people can use for a number of sports, and it's designed for 3 basketball-sized fields, volleyball, indoor racing, and actually one suggestion we've just had from the baseball people is perfect for indoor baseball.
Perfect. Okay, so that's the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I think we're going to do this probably every year.
Yeah, because Milton's changing all the time, and we have new features and attractions.
Okay, great. Thanks for joining us.
So you gonna be Iceman or Maverick?
Nah. Just the guy.